when there is a collab with Freya86, be sure I will get this because it is just bomb. This is the collab with Freya and Shellwe Makeup. This is the Somber Garden palette, and look at this. It's dirty blue, it's purple, it's a bit of dirty green, it's the weirdest shade of greenish blue that I've ever seen, paired with beautiful multi/duochromes / holographic looking eyeshadows. In this video, you will see 2.5 looks because I accidentally deleted the footage of the first look, so you will see it just a photo then. But then you will see 2 more looks in full tutorials, plus this here that you see is look number 3. I stepped a bit out of my comfort zone with this. I also want to say that I had to pull in for look number 1 that you only see on the picture, and look number 2, some other shadows. No, look number 3, that one. Some other shadows for the inner corner highlight, because this palette does not satisfy my personal need for a light inner corner, but that's totally a preference thing. So let's talk about the swatches before we head into the looks. I don't know how else to describe this, as this is the perfect goth zombie dead people palette, and I absolutely adore this. The mattes swatch very nice, but they need a lot of build-up in the swatches. They remind me a lot of Charlotte Tilbury Beautyverse eyeshadows. I think the Beautyverse shadows swatch horrible. They swatch kind of like they hard pan any minute, but they don't. And I had that experience with Beautyverse 2023, and I had that experience with 2024. I do have 2024 already, you just haven't seen the video because it isn't announced yet and I can't show you, but different topic here. But what I want to say is, they do swatch okay, they swatch good, but they need build up. So if you swatch only one swipe, they're not opaque. They will be very see-through, very transparent. So in this picture and the video that you will see, I swatched them about 3 times so that I have an opaque layer on the swatch sticker. The shimmers, oh boy, the fucking shimmers, they swatch very weird. Especially these two here. No, this one and this one, these two were. They swatch like pressed glitters. They kind of fall out into gritty glitter pigments, but nothing of this happened when I applied them. But you will see that magic happen right now. Well, actually, you were supposed to see here look number 1, but I'm dumb and I deleted all the footage from look number 1 because it was in the same folder as the footage of another video that I already did edit at that time, so I deleted everything. And well, here's a picture of look number 1, and the shades that I used for that first look were that green, this shifty shade, this gray, and that one down here. So now for a very fresh start, I go into that blue here, the shade number 6, and I apply this throughout the crease. I now tap into shade number 1, and I use this to smooth out here any edges on the transition area. I then go into that dark blue here, and that one I just tap on the outer part of the lid and fluff it out a tad bit. In Glitter Glue We Trust, I go now into the shade 2, and that one I start to tap on the part of the lid where there's no matte eyeshadow. And whatever is left on the brush, I swipe out on top of the dark. For waterline, I'm using the Nabla Midnight Gray Arrow Liner. Cupid's Arrow, that's the name, and the shade is Midnight Gray. And I line the waterline, but since this is such a chubby shadow stick actually, I line it a bit more sloppy. Then go into that dark blue here, and I use this along the lower lash line to smudge out that Midnight Gray shade. I also go into that shade next to the dark blue again and smudge it a tad bit below for a smoky blown out look. Picture of look number 1 that I showed you, I didn't use a shadow from this palette for the inner corner highlight. I used the LH Cosmetics Sparkle Liquid Shadow in Charm because I wanted to have something very light in this look. But for that one here, I feel like I want to kind of break it up a bit with the dad blues. And I'm using shade 10 because it is kind of purple but holographic-y, sheeny, and I just hope that it will look the way I just imagine it in my head now. So I took some of that shade and apply this as my inner corner highlight. Kinda yes, kinda no. I like the way it breaks up the look, yes, but it is just a tad bit too dark for my liking. But it is what it is now. For the brow bone highlight, I added the Too Faced Disco Cross shadow in the shade Fairy Dust, which I cannot stop using. It's insane how much I love this single eyeshadow. And on the lips, I'm wearing MAC Flash Pot together with MAC Stone Lip Liner. Personally, loving this look. I love the undertones, the blues. I'm really digging this and the way this looks and the way this shifts. And even with that more dark inner corner, it's definitely working. So let's head over now to look number 3. So for the last look, I step a bit out of my comfort zone. Then I start with that shade here, that beautiful purple. Start to apply this on my lid. So I applied this all over the lid, and whatever is left on the brush, I use to blend out in the crease. With a blending brush, I now go into that shade number 5, and I use this to blend out any weird edges. I tapped on a super thin layer of glitter glue, and now I go into the shade number 10 here. And I took the biggest brush that I could find because I just patted on the lid. We don't care for precision today, just patting out. And then I take the brush from that purple shade with no additional product and blend it out. I'm going full on monochromatic today, so back into that purple matte. And I smudge this on the lower lash line. And I'm also going into the gray again and use it to smooth it out a bit. You could probably do this without inner corner highlight, just smooth out a bit or take the shimmer on the inside, but I don't like that. So I'm taking a LH Cosmetics liquid eyeshadow, and this is the shade Blink, because this is basically translucent, but it shifts purple and blue. I take a brush, pick some of the shade up. They're very pigmented, so be careful. And I tap this on the inner corner and a bit on the lower lash line and crease / lid. And to finish this monochromatic look, I take the purple side of the Wisteria lip matte, and let me grab one of my silicone brushes again, but where is it? I can't see shit without the glasses, but here it is. As you can tell, I have used this actually a couple times already, and I like that one honestly a lot. So this is now quite a thin layer. So I did have some lip balm underneath. That's why it went on a bit weird. But that's now the third finished look. Let's start with the lip matte. The duo is just not for me. That green, it looks like puke on me. Yes, I don't know where to incorporate this. Maybe as an eye base or something, because I honestly imagine that working because it dries down like a velvet. So I maybe use this as cream eyeshadow, but I don't see myself using this on the lips or on the cheek anytime soon. So I just try it in different ways. And of course, the star of the show is the eyeshadow palette. I love it. And if you now ask me, which Freya collab palette should you get, the Cherry Up one or this one? Honestly, both or none of these, because it depends honestly a lot on what is your preference, because the Cherry Up Freya palette is black and red and gray. It's like romantic, intense, gothic-y blood looking. While this one is that lake people zombie looking, and both are vibes that I totally dig actually. Quality wise, I like this a lot. If you remember, I said about the Mist Witch palette that I didn't like it so much because I felt the small keychain palettes were so much better in quality. This is up there again in quality, the same level as the small keychain ones, so I like this much more than Mist Witch. The mattes are not as dry, the shimmers are not crackly, crumbling weird. This is a hit. So let me please know down below, what look was your favorite? Do you plan to pick this up? Did you pick this up already? If you do, pick it up on Shellwe Makeup. Don't forget to use my code. I think it's ELLAKINKLEY for 10% off. And you can also get this on Lookhealthystore with the code ELLAGRAM for even 12% off. But both links and the codes are in the description box down below. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.